It's boxing, and around 1,700 fans will head to the Magna Centre in Rotherham tomorrow night for a double main event showdown. At the weigh-in today, former Sheffield United footballer Curtis Woodhouse stood toe-to-toe with Scottish opponent Gary McArthur. In the other top-billing, Ryan Rhodes takes on Ukrainian Khomitski. And despite celebrating his 35th birthday earlier in the week, Rhodes has no intention of giving up.
I've still got plenty to give to this game. I'm #1 for my European title, so after this fight, everything goes well, I'll be fighting for my European title probably March, April next year.
I've been told if I win tonight, my next fight will be for the British or Commonwealth title, so that's where I want to be. But if I trip up tomorrow night, all my dreams are dashed, so tomorrow night's the most important night of my life.
And the best of luck to everybody on the bill down at the Magna in Rotherham tomorrow night. But now,
more than 1,500 boxing fans will fill the former Steelworks Magnum in Rotherham tomorrow night. At the top of the bill is the veteran fighter from Sheffield, Ryan Rhodes. He's looking for a winning return after losing a world title challenge in the summer. Also fighting is the former professional footballer, Curtis Woodhouse, who's had a last-minute change of opponent. Shamir Masri's report contains flash photography.
Ryan Rhodes.
Two fighters on the comeback trail. Sheffield's Ryan Rhodes looking for a winning return against the hard-hitting Belarusian Sergei Khomitski, quashing any suggestions of retirement after losing a world title challenge in Mexico in the summer. Plus, former Rotherham and Sheffield United midfielder Curtis Woodhouse faces an even tougher test after his scheduled opponent pulled out at 3 a.m. this morning, leaving him facing Glasgow labourer Gary McArthur, a respected boxer with a completely different style to what he's trained for. But both remain confident.
If you want to be the British champion, you've got to take on all comers. You know, black, white, Asian, southpaws, orthodox, big, small, fat, thin. So it's not a problem. I'm willing to fight anybody in Britain. You know, the plan for tomorrow night was to knock Jason Cook out, and now Jason Cook's not fighting. The plan is to knock Mr McArthur out. So the plan's exactly the same.
I've sold over 500 tickets. I think it's probably the most I've ever sold for a show. I think it's going to put me in good stead for when I fight for my European title, because it's a good, tough fight. I didn't want to come back after the Alvarez fight with an easy fight. I wanted to come back with a good test, and I think this is a perfect fight for me. I've got to be fit, I've got to be ready, sharp, and I'm going to be all that.
Onlookers tomorrow are not expected to see any one-sided bouts, something the promoter is keen to provide.
We want to put on entertaining, exciting fights where everybody that's paid the £30, you know, or ringside ticket have come along. You don't know who's going to win every fight. You know, we'll have that bit of danger, have that little bit of intrigue. You know, that's what people want to see. You know, you want to support your man, but you also want to see a good fight at the same time. So, you know, people are going to get that on Saturday night. Should
both Rhodes and Woodhouse come through tomorrow night's challenges, both should expect title fights in the new year. Shamir Masri, BBC Look North, Rotherham.
Finally from me, I have to say I've never done a sports bulletin with you eating beans all the way through it, Krista.
No, it was interesting, but I tell you what I did look up, that boxing piece.
Oh yes, well they could do, some of them look like they could do.
Only because, did you see one of the boxers had socks on?
Yes, also Ryan Rhodes seemed to have his name on his stomach.
He did.
As you pointed out, you know, if you forgot who it was, it needed to be the other way up so we could read it.
Absolutely, but it was just the socks, just threw me for a moment, and quite put me off my beans. Anyway, welcome back, Harry.
Have you ever